It does clean it up very well behind me, but you got to be on your toes because if you're not paying attention, you run quite a bit of corn over at 10 miles an hour. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So, yesterday, some places got rain, not many, which is unfortunate because I was hoping rain would help utilize this nitrogen. If you guys remember, the spreader had some issues. And I never actually showed them issues, but this bolt fell out. This arm's tweaked now against it. I got a half load to spread. Finding a bolt to go through there and line everything back up, that might be a later date. It will open, it just won't shut itself because it gets bound up and caught down there. So everything, it's about everything is bent. So I'm gonna get it shut, get it loaded, spread my half load out on one field, and then we're gonna get into some cultivating. So I appreciate you guys watching along, and hopefully today goes pretty easy. So yesterday I knocked down most of it. Yeah, not much left. Probably should have spread it out yesterday, but that breaking really, that annoyed me. So I said better to be done, but I got a broom and a shovel. We'll knock it down. I got somebody running the auger for me so that there's a mesh, but it still scares me. I don't like running it and climbing in and out of it, so. Well, it's empty. To be honest, I hate leaving fertilizer in there for an extended period. I wish it had got spread, but we're doing startups. It's freaking hot. So it sucks the moisture out, and then it gets stuck in there, gets all bally. So I gotta wash that down. I'm wondering if I can put something on it, maybe like slip plate or something like that, so it slides, it doesn't get stuck to it. If anybody's messed around with fertilizer, what's the best thing to actually coat metal with? The stainless ones work really, really well, but keep in mind I bought that tender setup for 1,800 bucks, and yeah, it's not perfect, it's not the most beautiful thing, but it sure does beat doing bulk bags and relying on 3 people to, well, 2 other people to give you a hand moving them, loading them, messing around. So it's worked. It's definitely, this is the 2nd season with it, and it's made my life a lot easier. Alrighty, I got maybe half a load, so like 900 pounds in here, and we'll go spread it out and be done with it, and then jump into cultivating. That's my plan, at least. Is this the best thing to do with this? No, but leaving it in there is probably a worse thing. I wish it was raining, and now they've canceled all the rain for the week pretty much till next weekend. So you win some, you lose some, and hopefully the corn stays growing. My plan was to go cultivate. We're gonna take those dishes off and get going, but I went to fold this up and blew a hydraulic line. Yes, my plan was to get all new hydraulic lines made for this. Only problem was, during that time I was in startup week, so I did not get around to doing any hydraulic lines. And somebody says, oh, you need to buy the kit, this and that. Problem is, I got a lot of different fittings, like metric fittings, things like that. So buying a kit only gets me so far. I do not know if I got another spare kicking around that will fit in it like the other side does. I guess we're gonna go find out. That's annoying though. Yeah, that line right there. And whoever unhooked it, I don't know what happened, but it was clear that whoever unhooked it knew that it was leaking. It wasn't leaking when I did it, but I parked it and I had to go to work, so it's on me. But yeah, it is 4th of July weekend, so ain't a chance I'm getting it made. I'm not even gonna try. Maybe it's a sign I should go take a break, but really need to get this cultivated, and then we can go into some wrenching, because we got a lot of things to do still. Second cut, even though it's been dry, there's spots that have really grown well, and we'll next week or so we're gonna have to start doing that. Making progress over here. What are you doing? Nico thinks something's for him. Oh yeah, tennis ball. Someday we'll get that going. I'm struggling because radiator hasn't been cleaned and there's discontinued parts that I gotta have somebody manufacture for the oil cooler. But pulled this out here, and I had another one of the lines that I used on this side. So I knew right off the back that this bushing that's in here will not work because it is too small. But this bushing will work. So look at that, threads right in there. So take that bushing out, ran over to O'Connor's, shout out for them. Holiday weekend being open. Yanko got 2 tennis balls. Tuesday we're gonna get these lines made. 4 of them, 2 of the front. I'm tired of it being a pain. So let's get this together, take the dishes off, and then go cultivating. A couple zip ties, that'll be good. Hopefully we'll be okay. We'll get through this cultivating. I said that last time too, but yeah, I don't know why that's, oh, I left that right there. So I'm gonna take, somebody did tell me that all my fittings here, that I'm gonna have them make the hoses so I don't have 8 different fittings on everything. It's annoying. Somebody did tell me that these are called dishes, and they're usually used for soybeans or real small crops. So I knew for small crop, but soybeans make sense too. So we'll take those off because we don't need them. I need points on all of this stuff. I should get those ordered this week. But this might be the last time we actually run this for this year. So I'm gonna take them all off, take the bolt off the top, let them fall down. As you see, I got one, easy enough. Well, cleaned right up. Did some zip ties on that. We're gonna do a little bit different thing mounting it up, so I'll show you in a second. A little fuel up. Robert put in the Guardian Angel, the micro one that you sent to me to use. Throw it on the side. Yeah, you might notice it some in the daytime, but at night it's super bright. So just trying to be safer. I do have reflectors at night. They were actually already on there. It sticks out wider than I want it to be. I did pull a strap across it. I was gonna chain it, and then I said this would work better because I can pull 2 in, and then the bottoms will stay in nicely like that. But we'll get moving, putting some fuel into this. So when I do this, when I cultivate, the hours that I run that tractor, it's the farm's tractor, so I do not have a tractor to cultivate with. The 7520, I thought about it. That's why it would be more justifiable if I ran more ground to have my own tractor instead of paying hourly to utilize their tractor. But it is what it is. Yeah, less than ideal. And I would not buy this tractor to cultivate with or run. I'd be more of like a 4440, something 2-wheel drive to spray, to plant, fertilizer, probably mow with. And then yeah, something in those 4000 series would be pretty cool. And then something like 8400, 8210, or 8210 or 8100, something like that. Maybe even an 83 something. That would be cool for like a tillage and packing tractor. But I'm dreaming. That's what I'm dreaming about. We'll see. Kind of got to run more ground to justify any of that stuff. But we'll see what we can do and how we can get there. I just got to be in a better place. I hate switching tractors around and relying on one tractor to do everything. The 7520, even though it was good this spring, we had a few hiccups. That pretty much did all of the heavy lifting this spring. I probably should have planted with it just to make a point of it, that it literally did all the tillage work in planting this spring. But yeah, some comfort is nice when you're in it at 2 in the morning, stuff like that. And the 7520 has some comfort, but not like the newer cabs like this. The other day when we left here fertilizing, okay, they got some rain. I did watch it come through on the weather map, and I'm over at my field since we're cultivating, and we're back to growing pineapples. It is just dry. This ground is dry, the weather's dry. Can't do nothing about it. So we're gonna hit this, cultivate it up. Somebody did say, well, you know, if you were no-till, you'd conserve water. You're right. No-till does conserve some water. It's pretty hard to be no-till when you're not using any pesticides. Think about that. So, we'll get there. If this fails, it fails over here, and it's a tough year. We need rain badly on everything, and so I'll clean this up, and yeah, we'll see. So I kicked it up a gear because a lot of people said you got to send it and don't look back, and yeah, it does work a lot better. Cleans it up a little bit in the rows. There's always the people that say, oh, there's these weeds in the rows, they're taking away all your bushels, your yields. I'm just late. Otherwise this would have been better off. I'm just late. But gaining on it. I got some skips or some spots that I didn't even plant because we were messing around with stuff, but this corn don't look bad back here. It's everywhere else. So I figured I'd jump out and show you that. Yeah, it cleans everything up pretty well. Just a little bit around the plant. But yeah, I think we're just gonna run out of water over here. So yeah, you really can't see anything back there. But I gotta stay focused, running 10 miles an hour right now. Just cleaning it up. It is doing a good job. But don't look behind you, just go. And GPS is set up and I'm following where I've been, but my lines are all messed up because, well, I'm learning as I go. That's on me. It works. I'm just, when I had the planter set up, I moved planter spacing around as I learned. So I'm using it to tell me where I've been and what I need to go. So I'm running 10 miles an hour as we're moving down the rows, and it does clean it up very well behind me. But you gotta be on your toes because if you're not paying attention, you run quite a bit of corn over at 10 miles an hour. So like the ends here and stuff like that, that's just part of it. I'll then follow this row up to the end and turn back around. Somebody previously said, oh, you need a 24 row end row so that you can turn around and harvesting and stuff like that. I only do one end row because I know it's not going to grow very well being in the tree line. And as you see right here, it's just full of grass and nothing grows underneath all the shade of the tree. So this end honestly is all, it's pretty grassy. The corn struggled. I'm not impressed with how I did this year with it at all, to be honest. Some of it's weather, some of it's me being late. So, I was late because I had a challenging spring. If you all, well, you're all subscribed to the channel, right? And saw the whole spring go down and the battles we had and everything else like that. So nature of it, but yeah, out here it's cleaned up and doesn't have that much competition, but it doesn't have that much water either. So that's going to be the big determining factor of what we're going to get for some yields off of this. So. Yeah, these end rows either are wet or they're sandy and nothing grows. Last year, nothing grew at all at the ends, between the planter not doing well, and so if I run it over and a little bit grows, it will be better than last year. But having 24 rows, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Somebody did say skip every other row, and I'd like to do that, but then I get lost in between and I'm off a row and then I got to back up and run everything over again. And yes, GPS is telling me where I should be, but my eyesight and sense of where I am isn't always the best thing. I was hoping we'd get over here and this corn would look a lot better because it did get rain, but maybe it's just the heat. Or, here, I'm going to turn around right here in the entrance. I'll take a move back. I only got like 3 passes left, all short rows. This entrance was a gravel roadway, so we tried to fix it up last year. And it ain't growing much anyways. You're always going to run corn over cultivating. It's just part of it. We don't have big square fields like the Midwest does, and we never will. So cultivating is probably not the greatest answer, but it did get me into farming my own ground because both locations did not want pesticides used. Well, one was no pesticides used last year, and that is what got me into cultivating corn. And the other one, you gotta get a permit, things like that, so it made it much more challenging. But I wanted to get into farming. I'm farming ground that probably other people did not want to farm because of reasons like that. But being a new farmer, you gotta roll with the punches and figure out what you can do to get ahead. So cultivating corn got me in, and there's a lot of negative comments about I don't know what I'm doing on this. I don't. Let me turn you around. So I don't know what I'm doing as far as cultivating corn. This is my second year. I'm not going to say I know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go. Last year actually treated me pretty well, but we got a lot of water, and I was ahead of everything. This year I'm behind, and we're not getting water. So I did not grow up. I'm second generation farmer. I did not grow up in the times when cultivators were really used, or none of my family farmed in the times that cultivators really were used. So I do not have a grandfather that sits there and says you got to do it this way or that way, and but I'm just faking it till we make it and trying to get myself more into farming more ground, and hopefully at some point everything will fall together. But I know people that have been farming for their whole life, and they got battles every day. So no two ways make it perfect to farm, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. And you're never going to control Mother Nature as far as the weather, so can't even complain about that. But you can only control what you can control, and putting seed in the ground and doing the best you can at the beginning, that's it. And I think I failed myself as far as doing the best I could at the beginning with this ground, but it's gonna be a battle. Alrighty, last pass here, and we'll get folded up, straps back up, and the little odd ends, rows and stuff like that, and we'll get out of here. I did 2 passes on some of the ground that had more weeds in it. We'll check back this week. Maybe we'll come back and do 1 more pass on some ground. I'm hoping we get rain, but I've been saying that the whole time, so I'm not holding my breath for nothing any longer. I never was, because it seems like the more you need rain, the more it teases you and you never get it. This is by far the roughest ground that we got, well, that I farmed this year. So this is my own ground as far as farming it for myself, for Duffy Ag. The farm's ground compared to all this ground, or this ground, is much further along as far as moisture, and this is just sandy over here. So put it into an alfalfa clover mix, and we don't raise a lot of alfalfa because winter kill, and our nutritionist really doesn't like alfalfa, and we don't get the growing degree. But in a sandy environment like this, alfalfa might be its only option. And because we get years that it rains a lot, and then all of a sudden water shuts off the next year, and then rains a lot. It seems like it's alternating every year. It doesn't help that it's 90 something out for the last few days. And, beautiful 4th of July weather, but it's drying stuff out. If we got that 2 inches that went south of us the other day, that would have been different. Let me pull up out of the way. I'll fold up, throw my ratchet strap on, throw my light on. So the light works really well on the side, except people don't pay attention. People are on their phone, they're looking out the window, they're doing whatever. So at night, I think this will work absolutely awesome for a lot of stuff. And that, like, it's got different patterns that go around on it. So yeah, appreciate it, Robert. Didn't even think about it. But we'll get folded up. Going faster definitely cleans it out and makes it go better. I gotta get tips though. Definitely gotta get some tips. It is friggin' warm out there. So I get out, fold it up, and then I pull it in, suck it in tighter. Somebody did say move the rod ends out on the pistons, or the clevis, I think will be, not clevis, you know what I mean. And that would fold it up tighter, allowing the pins to go in and whatnot. But this works great because it pulls the top 4, well, top 2 on each side in, and then the bottom one I can just pull in and it stays in. When it starts rocking around, the top ones wiggle in and out. But got it folded up, threw the light back on. We're headed home. Yeah, got quite a bit of wrenching to do, but I think this is gonna be it for today, because it's friggin' hot out there. I got out and it's dusty, it's hot, it's fighting ya. It's farming. That's what it really is. So you win some, you lose some. You just got to keep pushing through. I think farming's the only occupation where literally day after day you can get beat up and kicked back, and every farmer I know, no matter what it is, just keeps working to get the job done. So it is an occupation that is a big part of why there's less and less people that want to do farming, because it is grueling. No matter what you're doing for farming, it's always tough. You gotta wear many hats, and nothing comes easy. Whoa. Oh, damn. This Supposedly they're going to pave this road at some point, but the fact that we're in July and I don't see any sign of construction coming in makes you wonder. But alrighty, I got like a 30-minute trip, jump back home and unfold this and get right on out of here. But I had to do a little pullover stop, so even though it's the weekend, it's the freaking weekend, I'm about to have me some fun. My job, as far as the robot side, when somebody calls with a question, I can log in, look at things, check over things. So the high school, they're getting their feet underneath them, and it's a lot of, hey, what about this? Hey, what do I look at here? Or how's this cow look? And that's the nature of my job. So even though I'm not working, I'm not, like, it doesn't seem like I'm working for the job right now, there's a lot of things. So pretty much the past 2 days, it's been a lot of over the phone support, or me logging in and saying, hey, look at this, or hey, check this, or this is why this did that. They're doing really well. So the cows are learning. They're used to people interacting with them all day long when they need to do something, and then the lights get shut off, and then when the lights turn back on, they go back to doing stuff. So it definitely creates an animal, well, cows are an animal creature of habit, and we're trying to break them of that habit, and it takes a little bit of work. But for being day, what are we, day 7? Day 6, because we started on Tuesday, today's Sunday. Things are good, so I'm very happy. Little insight on what I do for my day job, because that's the biggest thing about it, is the follow-up support. And it's like going back to school and learning a whole new language. It takes quite a bit. Alrighty, I'll keep moving. Figured I'd tell you guys what was going on there. Almost lost ambition on getting cultivating done after that line, but that was on me. We got it. Took me a little bit longer, all nature of it, but I'm gonna get out of here. It is making sure I got everything and everything's off. It is Sunday. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, so by the time you guys see this, I hope you all had a great 4th of July. And anybody who's interested in one of these, I'm gonna figure out how to put it so I got an Amazon store of neat stuff, because this thing is friggin' neat. So thanks, Robert. I'm probably gonna buy some more of these. So they were very handy. But alrighty, I'm gonna get out of here, leave this folded like this, that way I'll get the lines made, I'll pull it up front, we'll do it up. That tractor waiting on an ECU. I don't know if it ever got ordered. That wasn't my party, but that's what's wrong with that. Oh, I got a piece of stick in there, I forgot it. Cows got moved up to the front, so they're cleaning up what's in there. Ain't much out there. Our grass is growing pretty challenging, but I think I got all the rake arms ready to go back on. So we had a few that were messed up, and I got some wheel bearings, seals, stuff like that. So still plenty of stuff to do. Gotta get the chopper pump figured out and get that all ready to go. Maybe we'll get that other head ready to go on it, make our lives easier, because at some point we're gonna chop grass. Appreciate you guys watching along. You guys have been awesome. It's been yeah, other than dry, things are going good. So I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.